For more than 20 years, viewers had tuned in each morning to see Kelly Ripa's effortless smile and Mark Consuelos' steady charm light up their screens. They were the couple who laughed easily, teased lovingly, and made it all look simple. But that morning, as the opening music faded, there was something different in the air. The usual energy felt absent, replaced by a quiet tension that was almost palpable. Mark sat in his chair, shoulders tight, hands clasped as if holding himself together with willpower, while Kelly, usually quick with a joke, stared ahead, her trademark smile missing. The cameras captured a silence that spoke louder than applause, a pause heavier than any scripted moment. The silence that speaks for weeks. Fans had speculated online, sharing cryptic theories and rumors about the couple, yet neither Kelly nor Mark had addressed them publicly. That morning, however, the quiet gave way to a moment of honest connection. Mark cleared his throat, struggling to find the words. "I thought I could get through this," he said, his voice cracking with emotion, revealing a side of him few had ever seen, the vulnerability behind the public persona. The studio, usually full of cues and laughter, fell completely still, every eye on him as he allowed himself to be seen. A simple touch. Kelly reached for Mark's hand, and that small gesture broke through the last of his composure. "I've spent my whole life believing that strength meant staying quiet," he admitted, wiping his eyes. "But sometimes silence weighs heavier than anything else." Viewers watching at home felt the weight of the moment as a man they admired shared raw honesty. Social media instantly filled with messages of concern, support, and empathy. Fans who had followed their marriage and family for years witnessed a rare intimacy, a reminder that even people in the spotlight experience deep human moments. Speaking through honesty. Finally, Kelly spoke, her voice calm but her eyes shimmering. "I stayed quiet because I didn't want to speak from a place of pain," she said, pausing for breath. "There has been pain, but we are not breaking, we are healing." For Kelly, openness had always been part of her public persona, yet this was different. This was not performance or entertainment. It was truth shared without a script. The audience, accustomed to applause on cue, sat silently, moved by the courage it took to bring private emotions into the public eye. United as a family. Mark nodded, squeezing Kelly's hand. "I didn't expect to feel this exposed," he admitted. "But I also didn't expect the love, from Kelly, from our kids, from all of you." There was a rare intimacy in that simple gesture, a reminder that even public figures navigate struggles just like anyone else. The cameras lingered on their intertwined hands, a quiet symbol of solidarity and commitment. Viewers weren't just watching celebrities, they were witnessing a couple actively choosing each other in the midst of life's challenges. Behind the scenes. What fans didn't see were the quiet conversations late at night, the small fears lingering in ordinary moments, or the times laughter didn't come as easily as it once had. Behind the cameras were long walks to regain balance, gentle discussions to bridge misunderstandings, and the deliberate effort it took for them to show up that morning with openness. Every tear, pause, and shared glance carried a story far beyond the frame, a story of resilience, care, and the work it takes to maintain a deep partnership. Redefining strength. Mark took a deep breath, steadying himself. "Love isn't about never falling apart," he said softly. "It's about choosing each other when you do." Those words, simple yet profound, reminded viewers that the foundation of any relationship is not perfection but commitment, understanding, and patience. Though the cameras soon cut to commercial, the impact lingered. Clips spread online, inspiring fans, while social media overflowed with messages of empathy, support, and appreciation for their courage. Honesty in the spotlight. That morning served as a powerful reminder that even the most polished lives have cracks. Kelly and Mark's willingness to share theirs did not weaken them. It made their connection more real, relatable, and inspiring. Their openness highlighted the strength that comes from vulnerability, the courage to admit fear, and the importance of showing up for one another even when it's difficult. In a world often obsessed with perfection, their authenticity was a refreshing and deeply human example. Healing together. Kelly's next words captured the essence of their message. To everyone who has worried, speculated, or sent kindness our way, thank you, she said, looking into the camera. We feel it, and we needed it more than you know. Gratitude, vulnerability, and connection flowed through her words. The couple shared their truth not for attention or sympathy, but to honor the realities of love, partnership, and life, creating a moment of profound understanding for their audience. The emotional weight of parenthood. Part of what gave this moment depth was the context of family. Kelly and Mark have navigated parenthood in the public eye, raising 3 children while maintaining demanding careers. Their openness showed that even strong, accomplished couples face moments of doubt, fatigue, and emotional strain. By modeling honest communication and mutual support, they offered a new kind of strength, one built on empathy, presence, and the willingness to lean on one another. The courage to be real. This broadcast stood apart because of the courage it took to be authentic. Morning television is usually predictable, rehearsed, and curated, but that day defied expectations. Even people who seem invincible have struggles, and acknowledging them is an essential part of resilience. By letting themselves be seen, Kelly and Mark gave their audience a gift, permission to embrace vulnerability without shame and to recognize it as a form of strength. Love beyond perfection. The couple reminded viewers that love is not a flawless performance. It is messy, complicated, and profoundly human. Love requires patience, compassion, and the willingness to continue choosing each other even in moments of uncertainty or fear. That morning, the audience saw a couple actively practicing this, choosing one another openly without a script or safety net. The power of connection. The response was immediate and heartfelt. Fans were inspired, sharing personal stories, reflections on resilience, and expressions of love for one another. The moment went beyond celebrity news. It resonated as a lesson in empathy, connection, and human understanding. Millions witnessed how genuine honesty can touch lives, spark conversation, and remind people of the importance of supporting those we care about. Everyday courage. Beneath the tears and confessions was a narrative of quiet bravery. The act of showing up, holding hands, speaking honestly, and acknowledging fear may seem ordinary, but it is a powerful form of courage. For viewers, it served as a reminder that bravery doesn't always need to be grand or public. Sometimes the most impactful courage is intimate, subtle, and profoundly personal. A model of healing. Through their openness, Kelly and Mark demonstrated a model of emotional healing that is both practical and heartfelt. They acknowledged pain without letting it define them, embraced vulnerability without fear, and leaned on one another with love as the guiding force. Their approach showed that healing in relationships is rarely linear. It requires patience, persistence, and intentional care. Facing life together. The broadcast highlighted the enduring nature of their bond. Every relationship faces challenges, yet choosing to navigate them together strengthens a partnership rather than weakens it. By showing the unfiltered reality of a loving marriage, Kelly and Mark highlighted the power of teamwork, empathy, and mutual respect in sustaining a thriving relationship over decades. The beauty of vulnerability. There is profound beauty in vulnerability, as the couple demonstrated that morning. Allowing oneself to be seen in fragile moments fosters intimacy, deepens trust, and invites others to embrace their own humanity. For a public couple accustomed to smiling through cameras, the decision to show real emotion was revolutionary in its simplicity and authenticity. Lessons for viewers. The impact of their honesty extended far beyond entertainment. Fans were reminded that no one is immune to struggle, that asking for help is a form of strength, and that expressing emotions openly is not weakness but courage. Kelly and Mark offered an unspoken lesson. Love thrives not in perfection but in empathy, shared effort, and the willingness to persevere together. Choosing each other. Mark's final words that morning summed up their philosophy. Love is about choosing each other, Even when life feels heavy or uncertain, it is about showing up, reaching out, and refusing to turn away from challenges. Their message went beyond personal confession. It was a life lesson in commitment, care, and the beauty of continuing to choose partnership over difficulty. Lasting impact. By the time the cameras cut to commercial, the moment had already made a lasting impression. Clips circulated online, headlines followed, and fans and strangers alike began conversations about love, resilience, and vulnerability. Their decision to share such a personal moment on live television was not just a broadcast, it was a demonstration of courage, a call to empathy, and a reminder of the enduring power of love. Love that endures. That morning, Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos showed that love does not demand perfection. It requires presence, patience, and the courage to face life honestly together. Through tears, gentle gestures, and words spoken from the heart, they offered a glimpse into a marriage that is thriving, grounded in shared history, mutual care, and unwavering commitment, proving that love is not flawless but enduring. A shared humanity. For viewers, the moment was more than a television segment. It was an affirmation of shared humanity. Every relationship has challenges and triumphs, yet witnessing Kelly and Mark's authentic connection fostered empathy, inspired hope, and reminded audiences that vulnerability strengthens bonds rather than diminishes them. Closing thoughts. Ultimately, that morning exemplified the power of honesty, emotional courage, and vulnerability. Kelly and Mark's willingness to embrace imperfection, lean on each other, and speak from the heart offered viewers a profound lesson. Love is not about appearances or flawless performances. It is about staying, supporting, and choosing each other every day, even when it is hard. Their message lingers, inspiring countless people to embrace their own vulnerability and the beauty of real enduring love.